In the aftermath of the 2024 election, America is even more divided than before. Half the country fears the end of democracy, and the other half welcomes it. As America inches toward the brink of authoritarian rule, now more than ever, we must force ourselves to have the necessary conversation. Welcome to the Necessary Conversation. I'm Chad Kultgens. With me, as always, is my sister, Haley Pope, a fellow left-leaning American citizen in the year 2024, in the final days of, and my parents, Bob and Mary Lou Kultgens. Oh, both are present. There's my dad rocking away. Watching Newsmax?
No.
What? What are you watching?
Hallmark.
All right. So my parents are watching a Hallmark movie while we do this podcast. We are, of course, talking about all of the political issues of the day. My parents are Majah. They support the orange one. My sister does not. I do not. And we feel like this conversation is one that needs to happen. Why it's called the Necessary Conversation, and perhaps it's a conversation that's happening in your very family, or it's a conversation you want to have or don't want to have. Either way, we can either do it for you and you can listen along with us, or maybe give you some kind of a blueprint to how to do this. We don't know ourselves. Mom, you usually start the show off with some ditties. Do you have any this week?
Hang on. I mailed Mom and Dad. I mailed your Christmas shit to you. You should get it in the next couple days.
Christmas shit. Okay. I'll be looking
your Christmas
for
gifts. Chad, I don't know what to get you, so email me or text me.
Send me some links. Don't get me anything. Same.
I don't want anything.
For your kids, send me some links for them.
Okay.
So I didn't get the opportunity to send links. I just
send me
got
a link.
Shit mailed.
Send me a link.
What?
I'll send you a link.
Send me links.
I picked stuff out that I specifically think you and Dad will like. That's just how I talk. Don't get offended. Your Christmas gifts that I heartfeltly I've handpicked for you are on the way for the holiday.
Send me links.
Thank you.
For you and Dad. I would love that.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Ditties, please.
This is not a ditty. It's just I love Yellowstone. It's on tonight.
Yeah.
It's tonight and then the finale, and that's it. But they said possibly he'll go with another one that involves the two main characters. But
another one.
What?
Another one.
Another one. I just love Yellowstone. And I remember one time, Chad, you knew somebody when it first started, and you said you were going to get me on the show. Thank you.
Nope.
Yes, you did. You
that was never said to you. I don't know anybody on that show.
You
for
knew
anyone
a
who
producer
cares
or something early on.
No.
For anyone who cares, tonight is the fucking last concert of the Taylor Swift Eras tour.
And don't even say you're going.
No, it's like in fucking Canada.
That hasn't stopped you before.
What? Anyway.
All right. So your ditty is Yellowstone's ending?
Yellowstone. No, this is the other ditty. I think, you know how our family is very competitive. Yeah. I would like for you each to say, yes, you will do something. And then we'll see who wins next week.
What is it?
I want us all to do this.
What is this?
The Wicked choreography?
It's right there. It's sweeping the nation. Everybody's doing that dance. It's the dance in where she takes the book and goes up, 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 and has to. If you get on TikTok, everybody
learn the Wicked choreography to that scene.
I'm not sure that I'm capable of doing that. Can we begin the show? Do you have any actual ditties? What's going on here? My mom just held up her phone to show a scene from Wicked.
You are wicked. That was my ditty. Bye.
Have you seen Wicked, Mom?
We just saw the off-Broadway play. I haven't seen the movie.
Oh, you've got to see it. You're going to like it a lot.
I know. Okay, I'm done. Bye.
Wizard of Oz was your favorite movie, or is still?
Yes. Yes.
And this is part of that canon, part of that lore.
I know, but I have no one to go with. Your dad can't sit that long
I see.
on his hip.
Well, it'll be on streaming very soon.
Okay.
All right. Are we going to begin the show now?
I'm ready.
Here we go. Our first topic is President Joseph Biden pardons Hunter Biden. Now, bear with me. I'm going to read all the details. Okay. So you may have to be quiet for a moment. And here we go. Last Sunday, right after we finished recording our other episode of this show from last week. It was right
after.
It was like literally within 30 minutes. I was like, fuck. Joe Biden issued a full and unconditional pardon for his son, Hunter Biden, covering any federal offenses he may have committed between January 1st, 2014 and December 1st, 2024. This pardon encompasses a June 2024 conviction on 3 felony counts related to a 2018 firearm purchase and a September 2024 guilty plea to tax evasion charges involving at least $1.4 million in unpaid taxes. Although White House staff and Joe Biden himself stated publicly multiple times that he would not pardon Hunter, Joe Biden justified the pardon by asserting that his son was, quote, selectively and unfairly prosecuted, suggesting that political opponents instigated the charges to attack him and oppose his election. The decision has drawn criticism from both Republicans and Democrats who view it as a departure from President Biden's previous commitments to uphold the independence of the judicial process. Some critics argue that the pardon undermines the justice system and sets a concerning precedent. This is not the first time a president has pardoned a family member. Trump, during his first time, pardoned Charles Kushner, father of Trump's son-in-law Jared Kushner, after he was convicted of preparing false tax returns, retaliating against a cooperating witness, and making false statements to the Federal Election Commission in 2005. Also, former President Bill Clinton, on his last day in office on January 20th, 2001, pardoned his half-brother, Roger Clinton, who spent 1 year in prison on drug charges after selling cocaine to an undercover police officer. Haley, are you down with this? Do you think this was okay for him to do?
It was not okay for him to do. Hunter Biden should be in jail. I'm not surprised. Mm-hmm. All politicians are fucking garbage. So, I mean, to be expected, I guess. It's like his last-ditch effort to do anything he can to, save his family.
The ship is sinking.
It's terrible. It's absolutely wrong.
Every man for himself. Every person for themselves, however you want to look at it. Mom, do you think this was okay to do?
Of course not. What I don't like is that from day one, I will not pardon my son.
Yep. He lied directly to everyone.
John Pierre. We have said this over and over. He will not be pardoned. He will not be pardoned. Mm-hmm. Then they did it at the end. But the part I don't like is he's pardoning him from like the day he was born until the day he dies.
A whole decade. Yeah, like a whole decade.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. And a lot of people are saying that date in 2014 coincides with when Hunter Biden started doing deals with Ukraine with that energy company.
Oh, really?
Yes.
And
so,
who knows? At least Trump is saying, I will pardon the January 6th people. So at least he's coming out saying he's going to do it.
And saying he's above the law.
Yeah. Biden is saying, I will not. Okay. And then he does.
Dad, what do you think of this pardon?
Shit.
It's shit.
Does this make you more angry at Biden, less angry? Do you kind of not care because he's on his way out?
More. Yeah.
All right.
I'm surprised.
Thank you.
I'm surprised somebody hasn't tried to get him.
Try to get who?
Biden.
Nobody cares.
Yeah. Time is going to get him. The Grim Reaper is going to get him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you, Mom, view this as any different from what Trump did?
What Trump did when? What?
When he pardoned Jared Kushner's dad for very similar tax crimes.
No, I mean, he did it. Yeah, he did tax crimes. He pardoned him for like 1 or 2 things. What Biden has done is pardon him for 30 million, 40 million.
So Biden is worse.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Okay.
From the day he was born till the day he died, he can't do anything wrong now.
No, just from January 2014 to December 2024, a 10-year period.
10 years, yeah.
Yeah. Dad, do you think that what Biden has done here is worse than what Trump did with Jared Kushner's dad?
Yeah. Yes.
In what way?
Because he sold out to Ukraine.
Okay. In what way?
Oh, he made Zelensky a billionaire. Didn't change a fucking thing in the war.
All right. Haley, do you think that what Biden has done here is any better than what Trump did? Or
No,
different anyway?
no. Pardoning criminals regardless. Like, no one should be doing that. That should not be happening.
I
There is
agree.
no difference.
Totally agree. Mom, do you think that this means we are witnessing just brazen displays of our ruling class acting above the law, Trump
Well, I
included?
think the Bidens are a crime family. They ran our country along with Obama. It's a crime family that was running our country. And
Okay.
we witnessed it. We watched it. They did all kinds of bad stuff. And now they're saying bye-bye and getting away with it. There's
But you
nothing we
don't
can do.
you don't think Trump was similarly involved in crimes?
And not the way they were.
He was found guilty of 34 felonies.
Oh my gosh, here we go.
No, hang on. Here we go.
Oh Lord.
You can't look at what Hunter Biden was found guilty, right? And should have gone to jail, right?
Right?
Okay. The Democrats, Biden specifically, Joe Biden, claims that that process was rigged, that it was all politicized. Trump claims the exact same thing about all of his felony convictions. So you can have one of two things here. Either none of these legal cases were valid, they were all trumped up political charges, and they weren't real on both sides, or they were real and both sides are skirting out of their responsibility under the
I believe they
being
were
found
real.
guilty.
I believe they were real on the Biden side. I believe they were not real on the Trump side.
And do
They
you
were just
see
going,
how that's a little weird? Do you see how that's kind of strange?
No, I don't. No, I don't.
Okay, so you don't see it at all. That you
No.
have built in your mind this kind of fake reality where whatever Trump does is fine, but when the other side does it, they deserve it.
No, I don't see it that way, but
Interesting. Haley, how about you?
What?
How do
me
you
what?
see it? Do you think that this is essentially the American ruling class flaunting to the American people that they are above the law and it doesn't matter, they can do anything they want, there will be no repercussion?
Yes. It has been getting, I mean, I feel like it's just been getting worse with every fucking president for the last, I don't even know how many elections.
Yeah.
They're just getting away with more and more shit. So yeah, I mean, I think it's over. I think with Trump right now, like, it's over. It's done. There's nothing anyone in his family, his circle can do. They could literally fucking
family.
murder somebody in cold blood.
He's
Obama
And
did. Obama
done.
did and got by with it. Yeah.
Who did Obama
It
murder?
doesn't matter.
The chef.
Okay. I'm not sure I know that story, but the idea that like Trump is going to come in and now pardon January 6th insurrectionists. Do
Yeah.
you see a problem with that, Mom?
No. They should not be in jail. They should be let out. Another
Do you think that
thing-
wait a minute. They shouldn't be in jail, they should be let out. Do you think they broke laws?
No, they did not.
You saw them literally breaking into the Capitol building, shattering glass. At the very least, they were criminal trespass, breaking and entering, and vandalism. At the very least, you'll agree to that?
Oh my God. What I saw was the security police opening gates saying, come in, come this way, please. Please come down here, come this way.
You didn't see when they were picking up trash cans and flagpoles and shattering windows? You didn't see that video?
No.
Climbing the fucking Capitol, like scaling walls and shit.
I did see them going up steps, but I saw the police opening the door saying, come this way. I didn't see any weapons. The only weapon we saw was the one that killed, what was her name? That killed her, shot her in the head. And that was by a security police guy.
Well, speaking of getting killed by gunfire, let's move on to our second topic, the CEO killer. On Wednesday of this week. What are you laughing at?
Why would you say it like that? If anybody dies, it's not good. And you're like,
well, let's get to it.
I mean,
On Wednesday of this week, Brian Thompson, The CEO of United Healthcare was fatally shot outside the New York Hilton Midtown Hotel in Manhattan. The incident occurred around 6:45 a.m. as Thompson was en route to an investor conference hosted by United Healthcare Group. Authorities have described the attack as a, quote, premeditated, pre-planned, and targeted attack. The masked assailant fired multiple shots at Thompson before fleeing the scene on a bicycle. The entire incident was recorded on security camera. Investigators later discovered a backpack near Central Park's Carousel believed to belong to the suspect, which has been sent for forensic analysis. Surveillance footage indicates the suspect may have left New York City on an interstate bus, and a manhunt is still ongoing. And we're 5 days now from it.
Damn.
3 or 4, yeah.
It was Wednesday, right? Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days. Notably, bullet casings found at the scene were inscribed with the words deny, defend, and depose, which is believed to be a reference to an unofficial mantra of healthcare insurance companies: delay, deny, defend. This has led to speculation that the motive may be linked to grievances against United Healthcare's practices. In response to the incident, healthcare companies are enhancing security for measures for their executives, with some removing executives' photos from their websites and increasing personal protection. And Anthem Blue Cross has decided to call off initiating a cap on the length of time they would cover anesthesia in certain surgeries, which was national news this week.
I saw that this week.
The public reaction to the incident seems to be overwhelmingly positive, with a tidal wave of memes positioning the killer as a Robin Hood style figure. Mom, you said this was a bad murder. Why do you think that?
Anytime someone takes a gun and just shoots someone, that's not right. We can't just go around doing that.
All right,
having a rodeo and killing people.
Hang on a minute. Dad, how does Dad feel about this?
How do you feel? Perfect.
You like it?
Yes.
Okay. I was just curious. Mom, it's interesting. That seems in line with Dad, because he's always talking about the metals hitting the meat. Time to take to the streets and just start fucking capping people. And that is now what has happened.
But here's some of my feelings on all of this. After I've read everything, after I've seen everything, I'm kind of like this, my mind, like I have to get everything in front of me before I make judgment. Okay. What I think this is all about, whoever that shooter was, someone in his family was denied coverage and died because of it.
I think that's likely. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So he went after him, but I don't think it's a he. I think maybe that was a she. If you go back and look at the way they held the gun, at the way they stood, the frame, the body frame, I think it's a she. And it was not a hit. It was not a professional hit, because a professional would have never taken that mask down at where Starbucks or somewhere where they did get a kind of a good picture of them.
Yeah, I think writing stuff on the bullets is pretty much an indicator that this was a personal motive. Now, you think it's a woman, though? What about the pictures?
When I first looked at that picture, I even said, Dad, that's a woman, I think. Some fake eyebrows maybe put on and a little bit of a beard or something. I think maybe it was a woman.
Interesting. Haley, what are your feelings on this?
I don't condone murder. It's not right to kill people. However, I can't say that I really give a shit that he died. I feel like sometimes people get fed up, which, like Dad's talking about, murder in the streets if it doesn't go his way. And we have an entire country now who is, our healthcare sucks. Everybody's living in a depressive state. We don't have enough money. People can't buy houses. We are starting to reach that point where, oh shit, I guess the left is going to gun up too. And it's happening. They literally just murdered a fucking CEO of a healthcare company. So I think they should be scared. I think it's right for them to be terrified and start taking photos down of CEOs, because this whole country is now owned by billionaires. So we are only going to be further in the fucking grave. I think more shit like this will fucking happen.
I think what I read too, something about he put a cap on so many benefits, so then that he would make more money. That he would get a bigger, richer, a bigger payout himself.
And fam,
go ahead. Sorry.
Mhm.
Haley.
I think this is just the tip of the iceberg. This will potentially embolden others to do the same because,
Mhm.
you know, if you have nothing left to live for, if your loved one has died and you don't have enough money to fucking you're like, fuck it. I don't care.
And the fact that
Fuck
he's
it.
getting away with it.
And
If this goes
it,
unsolved for a month, other
Mhm.
Yeah.
people are going to be like, shit, ain't that tough. The
Yeah.
I know.
NYPD can't find this guy. They have an annual budget of like $7 billion or something.
Right.
They can't
Yeah.
find him. I mean, shit, if I live in like shit fuck middle of nowhere, small town USA, I got a real good shot of getting away with this, you know?
And
Exactly.
what about
Exactly.
like face recognition and fingerprints? They said that it had fingerprints on a cup from Starbucks or something. Why
Well, I
can't
mean,
they?
if you're not in any kind of a system, that they're not going to find your
Mhm.
fingerprints.
Or
Yeah.
even if you are, what's that going to do? They put
But
his
you know
name up and
what?
stuff. You still have to find the guy. A fingerprint is not catching the guy.
I mean, I know that that's not right to just take the gun and murder the guy, but you know what? If that was your dad and I couldn't get coverage for him because I didn't have the money and they put a cap on something, let's say for the cancer medicine or whatever, and we couldn't get it and dad died, I'd go rodeo. I'd go kill him. I would.
I mean, all right.
I'd
Jesus
kill
Christ.
someone over it. I would kill someone
How would
over
you do it, Bob? How would you make the kill?
The way a DEA undercover agent taught me how to shoot a gun. Just
What?
like that stance, that stance that shooter was, except
Yeah.
I put my right foot forward in an anchor
Okay, so
type brace.
she'd do the same thing. She would do the
Yes.
same thing.
Okay.
Make sure you at least get eyebrows and a beard going because I don't need you getting caught. All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that this is coming at a time. It's like clearly, or at least it seems, you know, maybe the writing on the bullets was all just a mislead. I don't know. But it seems
No.
like this was personally motivated, that this person, somebody in their life probably died
get her a
as the
drink.
result of some kind of denial from United Healthcare.
Dad's holding it up for a minute. I got to get Kitty
Okay.
a drink.
I think
there's like a desperation in the air right now.
Yes.
People have just had enough.
And I think as you're watching Donald Trump, a billionaire, win re-election and surround himself with billionaires in his cabinet and Elon Musk and all this, it seems very hopeless for the average person.
Hopeless.
That if you are not a billionaire, you control nothing, and they make decisions that can potentially lead to the death. You all right, Dad? What's going on there?
What?
You don't have to hold the thing if you don't want to be on the show today. It's cool.
I'm holding it.
Okay. I think that there's a bigger thing in the zeitgeist than just this guy's loved one died as the result of like healthcare being denied. I think it's a bigger kind of like, we have no recourse. The system has completely failed the average human being or the average American citizen, because unless you're a billionaire, you make no decisions anymore and their voting is irrelevant. You're either going to put in Joe Biden or a proxy of Joe Biden, or you're going to put in Donald Trump. It's all bad anywhere you look. And the only thing that I think some people feel like they have is the ability to pick up a gun, because we can all get those very easily.
Yes,
the
we can.
Republicans have made sure of that, and just put a fucking bullet in the skull of whatever CEO of whatever company exists that has fucked you over in some way. Does this trickle down to Amazon delivered my package 2 days late, I'm killing Jeff Bezos? Does it go all the way? Does it go that far? When does this stop? Or is this it? I mean, I think it's interesting that this has happened. It's an isolated event. Like you, Haley, I don't condone murder. But as I'm watching this, there's some damn funny memes. And I don't care that this guy is dead, like at all.
No.
If you put yourself in a position to make hundreds of millions of dollars or $1 billion or whatever, and it's by making decisions that kill people.
Yep.
To me, it's kind of like, this is part of that job now. And you have to be okay with that. And these companies like taking down the pictures of their CEOs on the website. It's like, well, what? You know, the internet's forever, right? You know, that's not going to do anything. It's just like the minimum barrier. Like, well, we took your picture down off the website. Good luck at that conference this afternoon.
Yeah. I mean, in essence, it's a necessary evil, because there are no checks and balances. Like, who's going to hold these people accountable? Oh, fuck, I might get murdered. Maybe I shouldn't do that anymore. So, I mean, it's necessary.
You saw it happen with the Blue Cross Blue Shield, the Anthem thing. They were going to put a cap on how much they would pay for people under anesthesia in certain operations, like a time limit on it. Like, well, if your operation goes an extra 30 minutes, sorry, we're not going to pay that. You have to pay fucking $10,000 or whatever. Immediately in the news after this happened, no, we're not going to do that.
Yeah, it worked. Well, it worked.
Exactly. That's the real message that's coming through loud and clear to me is it worked. It got another giant healthcare provider to stop doing what they were about to do that would fuck over how many people financially. Because it's not just that they make decisions that let people die unnecessarily. They make decisions that will financially cripple entire families for generations.
Here's what they need to do Here's what they need to do to find that person. I should have been a private eye. They said that person came from a bus out of Atlanta. Yeah. So go to Atlanta area, put in the database, someone that recently died due to lack of coverage.
I've thought about whether or not, they haven't found them and whether or not I want them to be found. I've thought about this, and I do believe that this is not just a homicidal maniac. They're not out there just trying to kill people.
Yeah.
You're not on the side.
I don't want them to be found.
I
really don't.
Oh God, I knew.
I don't either.
You would be on the side that people are rooting this person on. Oh my God.
I'm not rooting the person on. What I want is this. Again, like we were just talking about, there is no recourse. These companies do whatever they want. This guy and his board of directors literally hire lobbyists to go to Washington, pump the system full of millions of dollars into candidates' pockets so they can write the laws that dictate how they get to operate as a giant healthcare provider. That's how that system works. The common person who has to pay into these systems has no say in the matter.
And so now needs to change.
It did change. It did change.
If you can't find this motherfucker who killed that CEO, you got a Batman out there and people are puckered up. Oh, shit.
Exactly. It's the psychology of it that it's like, this guy's out there. There may be other people that are out there and they can't find him. So it's not somebody going on like a last ditch homicidal rampage, like you're saying, Haley. It's not like a falling down situation. If you remember that Michael Douglas movie. This is a person who said, I'm going to take this guy out and disappear. And I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that happens, manhunt or not. And if somebody else pops off and does this, now what? You got two of them? Is it the same guy? What if it happens again? And then it becomes this, it's more of an idea that there is accountability, that if you make these decisions as a high ranking executive officer of any of these healthcare companies, food companies, any of these big multi-billion-dollar companies in America that kind of control how we live, maybe there's going to be somebody waiting in the bushes when you go out to your car in the morning. That idea alone is potentially enough to get them to stop doing these terrible practices. Like I said, that Blue Cross Blue Shield Anthem thing, it literally worked that day.
Yep.
I'll tell you what they're going to do. If they can't find this person, they will find a patsy. I believe
we have pictures of the person.
I know. They'll find a patsy and say, well,
plastic surgery?
Away, its head's gone.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think if they don't find him, they don't find him. And it just becomes this thing that we know that, again, that it's a possibility.
Yeah.
How weird is that, though? This is an average person that did this. It's not a professional hit. And they can't find him. What if there was a professional hit on somebody else, one of the bad guys that came across the border, professional hit against Trump or Biden, and boom, and they can't even get them anymore.
The professional hit, though, thing, it's a different scenario and not as interesting, because a professional hit means somebody who had some kind of financial means, could have been a rival in the political sphere or the corporate healthcare sphere or whatever, A hit is a different thing. This seems very much like a person, just a regular citizen who was fed up. You killed my grandma, you killed my mom, whatever. There's no way I can get anything, any type of satisfaction or make this situation right other than taking a gun and shooting you. And I'm going to do that now. That idea, like Dad has always said, it's the metal hitting the meat. And when the people start rising up against the corporate overlords that actually control this country, I mean, you can see that they're scared.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That I think is a good thing.
It's what it literally takes a revolution to change. It
Yep.
literally takes like vigilante shit. And
Yeah.
that's what's happening.
Okay.
Would you ever kill in service of vigilante shit, Haley?
Me?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not like a murderer, per se, but if I've always thought about this, could I kill someone? I absolutely believe I could kill someone.
it.
Yeah, I think about it a lot because I have like a family and children. If anybody hurt them or, or an intruder in your house, like a kill or be killed scenario, like I could kill. Yeah. I don't know if it's all circumstantial.
To protect,
I don't know.
yourself
if I had
or your
nothing
family.
left, like absolutely nothing left,
Mm-hmm.
and it was taken from me from some big corporation like this, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Interesting.
I mean, to protect yourself or your family, I think you would kill. Yes.
This was just retribution, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Seemingly.
Maybe. I mean, maybe. I think I'm capable of it. I'm kind of crazy. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Dad has always said when he got real old, which we're kind of right there, that he would just go on a rampage for fun. But I don't think he would really.
I think it would require getting out of the chair.
Limping down the street.
Yeah.
He's tired today.
All right. So we really haven't gotten that heated up. Dad's been kind of MIA in this episode.
He's tired.
But nonetheless, let's do a simmer down. I was going to ask each of you, Dad included, if he wants to participate.
What? Yeah. Go ahead.
What is one thing that you're looking forward to that is not political, Mom and Dad? So not Trump being inaugurated. What's something you're looking forward to in the near future?
In regard to what? What are we talking about?
Life. Anything that makes
All
you
right,
happy
I'll
that
go.
you're like, yeah.
I'll go.
All right.
I got things. I got things.
Thanks.
So Willow is applying to all these colleges. I literally can't wait to see where she's gonna go.
Mm-hmm.
So we're waiting on acceptance letters. That's pretty exciting in this household. I'm getting ready to travel, go out of the country for a little bit. That's
Cool.
exciting.
Where are you going?
I think we're trying to get to
Syria?
LA to see graduation.
And LA is out of the country, that's for sure.
And then we're gonna I think we're gonna go to Poland, Germany, and Switzerland.
Nice. Mom?
I have nothing.
Dad?
Nothing.
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 You're looking forward to nothing.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Okay. Oh, Nosferatu comes out
Jesus
on
Christ.
Christmas.
Yeah, we're going to see that.
Looking forward to that.
It's going to be me and Laura's Christmas movie.
Yes.
I
Us too.
Huh?
don't even know what that is.
Nosferatu?
Nosferatu?
I don't know what that is.
Nosferatu?
Say it again. I don't know what that is.
Nosferatu?
Say it again. I don't
Do you
know.
do you know what Dracula is?
Yes.
It's that.
You
Well,
don't
then
know
say Dracula.
Nosferatu?
Stop it.
Say Nosferatu.
Say Dracula, then I would know.
It's not Dracula. It's Nosferatu.
Is it Bela Lugosi?
No, it's Nosferatu.
Do you know Bela Lugosi?
Yeah,
Oh my God.
but this is
Oh my
Nosferatu.
Okay.
Okay.
Say it
Anyway,
back, Mom. Say Nosferatu. Please, Mom. See it. See it. Come on.
It's
Dracula.
coming out. It's coming out.
Nosferatu.
It comes out on Christmas.
Say it. Dad, will you say Nosferatu, please?
No, he's not.
He's saying no to Nosferatu. Please, one of you say Nosferatu. Please.
Kitty will say it. Kitty says she'll say it.
Oh, we're going to Colorado for Christmas and coming to see you guys for Christmas.
Nosferatu.
I need to talk to you about those dates. We're coming back from
shit.
Colorado and we want to stop and see you. Okay, cool.
Okay.
What's going on over there today?
We're just tired.
All right. Well, we've got 2 more topics, or not, as you see
We may
fit.
not make it.
All right. We're plowing on.
Hell yeah.
Pete Hegseth news. In addition to the 2017 sexual assault allegation that ended with Hegseth paying his accuser for her silence, this week saw more scandalous information emerging about Trump's choice for Secretary of Defense, Pete Hegseth. This time, all about his irresponsible relationship with alcohol. In 2015, a complaint letter, now former VA employee sent to management, described Hegseth chanting, quote, kill all Muslims, in a, quote, drunk and violent manner. In the 2015 document, Hegseth was described as being repeatedly intoxicated at multiple work events where he was presiding as head of the organization, sometimes to the extent that other employees had to physically carry him away. 10 current and former Fox News employees detailed their experiences with Hegseth's drinking, saying he smelled of alcohol and would frequently discuss being hungover before taping Fox and Friends Weekend. 3 Fox employees described having to babysit him on multiple occasions because he was so drunk. At the 2017 wedding of a fellow Fox News host, Hegseth got so drunk he was struggling to remain standing while in the men's restroom. While Hegseth is currently denying ever having had a drinking problem, the former Fox News host in the past has publicly discussed and written about his abuse of alcohol, but he has verbally promised to stop drinking if he lands in the role of Secretary of Defense. Mom, you don't care if he sexually assaulted a woman. Do you think a person who has abused alcohol at work should be given arguably the most important role in the cabinet?
Was that proven?
He himself wrote about it in his biography. There are multiple eyewitness accounts of people who had to babysit him, and he was drunk and hungover on air on Fox News.
If that's the pick Trump wants, then that's the pick he should have.
Okay, very interesting. So whatever Trump wants, Trump gets, regardless of if it's a guy who is drunk on the job as Secretary of Defense.
Trump wants him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Dad, does Dad care about this?
Do you care about this?
He's the guy.
Say it again.
He's the guy.
He's the guy. Trump wants.
All right. We can just leave Dad out of this one. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I don't mean to bother you, Dad. Enjoy your chair. Haley, what do you think about all these allegations? Do you think this is going to make it more likely, less likely, have no effect at all on his confirmation?
He will not be confirmed. There's no way. He will not be confirmed.
Oh, Dad's talking.
This is absolute fucking lunacy.
He will be confirmed.
He will be. Dad said in his sleep, he will be confirmed.
Okay.
He won't. There's no way.
Well, here's the thing, though. By this point, with Matt Gaetz retracted his he's not running for the position, but he bailed out. He dropped out. Hegseth doesn't seem to be dropping out.
He's not going to.
Matt Gaetz, I think, was afraid that whatever was found out in that investigation was going to be revealed publicly, and it was not going to be good. And it was going to be about sex with minors and all kinds of shit. That said, Hegseth seems to not care about any of this. He only has one sexual assault allegation, seemingly. Paid her off. She can never talk about it. And the rest of it is just drunk. And he's written about it and talked about it and been open about it. And he's promised he'll never drink again if he gets the job. At least not on the job. Mom, do you believe that? Do you believe his promise that he'll never drink again?
I don't know the man. I just know Trump wants him. I mean, look at all the drunks already. Kamala Harris, my God.
What if Trump
Pelosi.
wanted the CEO killer to be Secretary of Defense?
You know, I don't think he's going to pick people that are not good for the job. So.
You don't see that he's picking people who are, there are two kinds of people he's picking. Hegseth is in one category. Matt Gaetz is in this category as well. Extreme loyalists who will do anything he says, never say no. And they have this kind of checkered, rough around the edges past that involves sexual assaults, that involves drinking, drug use, etc. The other kind that he's picking is billionaires.
I think we need people that he is picking that will do right for our country. And he knows that. That's why he's picking them.
But it's not
other than look at some of the ones Biden picked. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
But controlling the Department of Defense, you would agree it's a big job, an important job.
Yes.
All right. That
Go
person.
ahead. You're trying to bait me. Go ahead.
I'm not trying to bait you. I'm saying
yes, you are.
this guy has a history, well documented.
He's an alcoholic.
Of being drunk while working.
Okay.
Do you want the person running the Department of Defense to be drunk while they're doing it?
He said,
The guy we got now wasn't even there.
yeah, the guy we have now was in the hospital for 3 or 4 days. Didn't even tell anybody. Missing in action. No one knew it.
So what's worse?
What's worse, a drunk alcoholic or somebody that's drinking on the job or someone that's not even there?
Both very bad. Drunk is worse because drunk is going to be an ongoing problem. And I think that, you know, maybe people aren't aware of the fact that, like, yes, Donald Trump is picking these people who will never tell him no. There are going to be circumstances, times when Donald Trump is not making the decision or potentially even aware that a decision needs to be made. It will fall on Hegseth. He will make that decision, potentially drunkenly. What?
I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if he gets the nomination and through or not.
Yeah, we will. But I mean, you guys aren't concerned at all about these allegations that are coming up or his alcohol abuse. This in no way gives you pause that maybe that's a bad choice. Do you believe it's possible for Donald Trump to make a bad choice?
I keep seeing on TV and he keeps saying that they're all allegations, not to worry. And Donald Trump said he's a good guy.
Right. But do you believe everything Donald Trump says?
A lot of it, yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Do you believe everything that Biden said? I will not pardon my son.
No, this is we've tried to get this through to you guys, and I don't think it ever lands. Haley and I don't like Joe Biden. Nor do we trust.
Vote for him? Why did you vote for him?
Because he's not Donald Trump. They are both terrible.
That's terrible.
Trump is way worse.
You could have not voted for him, wrote someone in, or left it blank.
That's not how America works. You know this.
Oh, okay.
You got two teams. They're basically the same team, but what
Dad's
do you say?
Coming out of his sleep. You don't want to know.
What do you say?
You didn't have to vote. You didn't have to vote for Biden.
He said no Sparatu.
You could have wrote your own name in.
Yeah.
You could have left it blank.
Okay.
Or written somebody else in.
Well, why didn't you vote for me then?
I wanted Trump.
Why not me?
Because I wanted Trump.
You wouldn't even vote for me.
Dracula. Dad said, hell no.
All right, let's move on
to
our final topic.
Today.
Yeah, I know. This one, I thought the CEO killer was going to get our blood pumping. Nobody seems to give a shit about this. It's the most interesting thing that's happened in this country in
I do think
couple months.
It's because you don't want to condone murder, but you also are kind of rooting for him. So it's like you can't really. Yeah, I don't know.
No, exactly. It's like for all of us, it's this.
I kind of think it's a she. They're gonna catch whoever it is. They will catch.
No, they're not. No, they're not.
I don't know if they will or not.
No, they're not.
I think they will, even though now it's out of New York. They've gone. They're out of New York. Her or she was in a taxi cab that took them to the bus depot that goes out of state. And that was the last connection. So they're out of state somewhere already.
Sure. You know what is wild to me about this as well is like, this was I don't think this person was a billionaire, but hundreds of millions of dollars this person was worth. Killed. It is the biggest news story in America. All police and FBI resources are being focused on finding this person, the manhunt. Anybody who just gets like shot and killed on the south side of Chicago, don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Don't give a fuck. But because a billionaire or a person who's worth $100 million at the top of a giant United States healthcare multi-billion-dollar company, it's like, find that person. This can't stand. And you see in real time the double standard that exists in terms of how law enforcement is used. And even all of this has started because of the double standard. That a person who's worth $100 million is making decisions on who lives and who dies.
I don't think, but I think they're on it because it was right there in plain sight. And you see on camera the shooter, the gun, and the person he's taken down.
And there's another person standing right there who like has just walked out of one of those buildings, who was like 1 foot away from it, just watching it all go down. There's a car going by on the street. Like, I don't know if the people in that car saw it or whatever, but I mean, yeah, it's absolutely wild. And that is another part of it to me that makes it so enthralling, is like, this isn't, you know, in the shadows, a secret assassin. This is just a U.S. citizen saying, I'm going to come to New York for 10 days, figure out your patterns. I know you're going to be at this conference. And the first time I see you, I'm just going to fucking kill you and walk away. And you're not going to catch me.
Watch today after we say goodbye. They'll find that person 5 minutes after we quit the show today, probably.
Yeah, let me Google real quick.
They always, 5 minutes after we stop the show, either Trump got.
It's because there was no team behind it. It was just this one person operating on their own with a very specific job. And I don't think they're going to catch them.
I think it was the mother that died, didn't get medical benefits that should have. It killed her. And this is a family member that says, F you.
It is wild, though, like, given all of the technology that we have today, you know, the advancements in like crime and all that shit, like, they have not found this person. And if someone else out there is thinking, has the same idea, and they see how easy it was.
Oh, I read.
Because it was very easy. They just fucking did it.
I think they found the backpack, they thought.
Yeah.
Because it was ditched in the park and it had Monopoly money in it.
That's what I just read. Monopoly money was found in a backpack believed to be worn by the United Healthcare CEO's killer, and what could be another cryptic message. That's interesting. I would have loved if they would have thrown Monopoly money on the person. It's just, I'm not into murders. I don't condone them.
Oh, you seem to be today. You're all excited about this.
It's more about like the symbolic nature of this. The ideology of what has happened is, for the first time, at least in my life, during the kind of like slide into corporate control of everything, including the United States government, this is the first time I've seen the citizenry basically say like, no, fuck you. We're not doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it sends a message like, oh shit, there is something that can be done. It just requires that, you know, maybe you become a fugitive for the rest of your life, that there are some people who are going to be desperate enough to do that. And I don't know if this is going to spawn copycats. I think it is a big step to like take somebody's life. I think that's a big undertaking you have to be psychologically prepared for. And again, this person can never live a normal life again. They've got to flee the country if they want to survive and set up a new life somewhere else. I don't know if a lot of people are willing to do that. But I also don't know if that's necessarily required. It could just be a matter of people who are willing to die for this. You know, the kind of flip side of this could have been he just guns the guy down and waits for the cops to show up. And I think there may be people who have that kind of mentality as well. I don't know.
It had to be the mom. His mama died.
It could be.
He did it for the mama.
Or a wife or a girlfriend or a child.
Well, we will soon find out.
Indeed. Let's move on to our fourth and final topic, the woke list. Military leaders are expressing concern over a list compiled by the Conservative American Accountability Foundation, or the AAF, which identifies 20 senior officers labeled as, quote, woke ideologues due to their support for diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. The AAF has urged Pete Hegseth to dismiss these officers if confirmed. The list predominantly features officers who have publicly advocated for DEI policies, including a significant number of women. The AAF president, Tom Jones, criticized these officers for promoting what he views as problematic DEI policies, aligning with Hegseth's and Trump's opposition to such initiatives. Pentagon officials are concerned that targeting officers for their support of DEI could harm morale and retention within the ranks. They emphasize the importance of diversity in maintaining an effective fighting force. Former military officials warn that such actions could politicize the military and undermine its apolitical nature. Mom, should the military remain apolitical?
I think all of the DEI, all of the wokeness, get it out, get rid of the 20 people.
Hang on. Should the military remain apolitical?
No.
So you want to get to a point where the Army is just kicking in your door and going, "Who did you vote for?"
Yes.
Are you speaking now? He's speaking. He's speaking.
Okay.
He said, yes, the wokeness needs to leave. It needs to get out.
Hang on. We're not talking about wokeness yet. We're talking about the military, and if you believe it should remain apolitical. Dad says no. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't know. Let Haley talk first. She always hit me up first.
Okay, Haley. I know Haley's answer. She is going to say yes, as would I. That's the sane thing to do. If the military becomes politicized, what if it goes the other way? What if your door is kicked in and a guy with a machine gun says, "Did you vote for Trump?" You say yes, and they United Healthcare you.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
So you do think it should be political or not? I'm kind of confused here.
I don't
I have no idea.
think she does. I don't think she does.
Okay. Now let's get to this other thing that you're talking.
I'm going to say no.
Okay, I'm going to say
There's
no as
my
well.
thumb.
Nosferatu. That's Nosferatu. Should the military remain diverse in race and gender is my next question. Haley, I assume yes.
Yeah.
Mom, you say no. What should the military be comprised of? All white men?
That's funny. No, women can, but I don't want them in combat, I don't think. They're not strong enough.
But some of these things aren't even about just men and women. Some of these are about DEI policies generally, diversity generally. Should black people be allowed in the military in your mind?
Yes. I don't care what
Dad?
color you are. I want the best person that has the best qualifications in that job.
And you don't think a woman could potentially meet those qualifications?
But not in combat.
Why?
Because they're not as strong as a man.
You don't have to be that strong to fire a gun or launch a missile.
Oh, when someone's coming at you with a knife to your neck or your comrade next to you, yeah, you do have to be stronger.
So
They're always in the trenches in mom and dad's mind. We're always in the trenches.
It's like they're fighting World War I.
What the fuck?
You'll
be
be
at
laughing
home
when they put you in
with my comrade.
Yeah.
Like, what the
How about piloting a drone? Can a woman do that?
Yeah,
Or even a plane.
sure. But not physical combat. We have said that.
Okay. So these.
How about the 13 people that got left in Afghanistan? Those guys.
What?
Forget it.
Okay. So there's this list that came out that this organization, the AAF, which stands for the American Accountability Foundation, this right-wing think tank kind of organization. They have identified 20 senior officers labeled as woke ideologues. They want Pete Hegseth to get rid of them as soon as he's in there. These are high-ranking members of Air Force, I believe it's Air Force, Army, and Navy. There were no Marines listed. They are, majority of them, not the majority, I think it was 8 of the 20 are women, but that is well beyond the statistical makeup of those different military branches. So it seems to be heavily weighted towards women being targeted. Do you think these people should be eliminated from their jobs that they have put blood, sweat, and tears fighting for our country, years on the line, decades in some cases, to get to where they are in these military organizations? Do you think they should be eliminated as soon as Hegseth is in office?
I need to see their qualifications and what they have done.
It's
all about qualifications.
Right.
It's not about if you're black, white, purple, blue, or a woman or a man. It's the qualifications to get you there.
Well,
Why would you want someone flying an airplane that does not have experience, is not qualified?
These people aren't flying airplanes. These people are in senior positions in all of these military branches.
Why would you want an alcoholic who is unqualified running that department for our government?
Has that been proven?
Do you think he's the best qualified person?
Host.
Because
He is unqualified.
he's not
If you
woke,
wanna-
and he'll do the right thing.
If you
And
want to
Trump
talk about
knows it.
qualifications, then your logic goes out the window because none of his cabinet picks are fucking qualified.
Oh, they all are, Dad said. Yeah.
How? In what way? In what way is Linda McMahon qualified to run the Department of Education?
Shut it down.
Okay, Dad's over there mumbling.
Yeah, I heard him. He said
There
she's
will-
going to shut it down. So
There'll
you
be
think
improvements.
right? So by shutting down the Department of Education, that's an improvement.
Yes.
By the way, they are closing Garden Ridge Elementary, just so you know, along with 5 other elementary schools in our town.
Good.
I don't believe it. If they're
Okay.
closing it, it has to do with numbers.
Sure it does. Sure.
Numbers. What do you mean?
Like not enough kids go to that school
Right.
anymore.
Because
Inaccurate.
yeah, because the suburbs of Dallas definitely are getting smaller.
Right.
I'll Google that. I'll look it up tonight.
But
Please do. It's
Haley
already
is raising
happening
an
here.
interesting point here about these qualifications. You keep saying the best person who's qualified for the job should have it. And you're denying that that same logic should be applied to any of Trump's cabinet. That logic is whatever Trump wants, he gets.
He wouldn't have picked them if he didn't think they were qualified or they could
He
not
is
do the
picking
job.
people who are billionaires or will never tell him no. That is it. That qualification in all of his cabinet is, do you have $1 billion or more? Or Elon Musk is the richest man in the world.
Great. He's qualified too to do things.
To run the government? How is he qualified?
How did he get that rich?
Hardly any of his
Mommy and daddy.
billionaires.
No, I mean, his mom and dad were rich, but not like that. He got most of his money because he was one of the engineers of PayPal.
And he probably knows how to get rid of the stuff that's not needed and keep the stuff that is needed. And that's going to be his job and Ramaswamy's, however you say
Okay.
his name.
Well, let's take another look at this qualifications thing in the military. Do you think that these people can ascend the ranks in the military to achieve whatever ranks they are? Again, many of them very high-ranking military positions. Do you think that you get those promotions over the years without being qualified for them?
Again, I would like to look at the qualifications of the people
Okay.
because we know there's some people that give blowjobs to get their way up in the rankings. We all know that.
Elon Musk?
Yeah, right.
Who are you talking about? What's going
Kamala
on here?
Harris. Well, no,
Oh my God.
they think that's
Why?
funny.
Kamala
That's-
Harris, just to let you know, Kamala Harris lost the election. And
Yeah.
I know that you guys operate from a place of needing to target someone with hatred. That's kind of your primary mental state.
Oh, it's 1:00.
Not yet. We still got 3 minutes.
At my house, it is. That's
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Kamala Harris did not win. Hillary Clinton did not win. Obama did not win. Biden is on his way out. Who will you hate during Trump's 4 years? Just whoever he says, I suppose.
The left.
I will always hate Obama. I will always hate the left side, liberals that don't understand things.
Us, me and Haley, basically.
You say you're not liberals. Are you liberals?
I'm not a Democrat. I would say I'm very liberal.
Oh, not good.
All right. Well, this has been a very weird one. Thank you for joining us. And we didn't have any questions this week. If you're out there, if you're listening, if you've made it to the end of this episode, which maybe there's 1 or 2 of you hanging on, send me a question at thenecessaryconversationpod@gmail.com. And maybe we can start getting some more questions in the mix.
We had no questions.
We had no questions this week.
That's sad.
That's life.
That makes me sad.
You got to do a better job on Instagram promoting the show.
God, I'm trying. All I get is bad people saying bad things again. It's getting hard.
Welcome to the internet. Could be worse. You could be the CEO of a major healthcare organization in the United States. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Before we go, as always, even though this was kind of a somber episode, it felt like, Mom, despite our political differences, despite the fact that you want an alcoholic to run the Department of Defense, I love you.
Oh,
Haley, I love you. Dad, wherever you are, I hope you're comfortable in your chair and resting. And I love you too.
Yes.
Mom, I love you. Dad, I love you. Chad, I love you.
Is that it? Peace. Chad, I love you. Haley, I love you. Bob, I love you.
Send me some links.
Here.
Oh,
I love everybody.
He loves everybody.
thank you. Both of you send me links today.
Okay.
What?
Send me links for Christmas presents.
Oh, I thought you meant for the show. I'm like, what? The show's over. What are you talking about?
The show is indeed over. We will see you next week.
Bye.
All right. Bye.